Let's go. Let's go. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time out of their night and joining me. This is Real Bread Life. I am Jay Rome. So sorry about the delay. Took me a minute to get my my stuff together over here. So I just wanted to say thanks to everybody for being patient with me, because I know I've been putting up a couple different videos, just trying out this format to get a little bit of this information out about the bread and the history of bread. I know it's not the normal stuff that I usually would post on all of the platforms, but while I'm working on some other aspects of things, I found this is the easiest thing for me to do, and just to keep my consistency. And with that being said, we'll get back to a lot of the other things really soon. So, as I always say, I just want to make sure that everybody knows where to catch us. Catch us on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. TikTok is Real Bread League. The website is the Real Bread League. And Instagram is Real Bread Life. And the YouTube is Real Bread League and Real Bread Life. And also on the website, you can type in Real Bread Life, Real Bread League, Real Bread Logistics, and rbljug.com. Any of those will bring you to the website. And once there, you can navigate it and look for anything that you may need on the website. So one of the other things that I wanted to make sure I put up was my email address for anyone that wanted to get in touch with us, or had a question, or needed some help with anything route related, or bread business related. We are able to get back to you as soon as possible. Anytime we get an email or a text, I usually try to make sure that they get answered fast, because I know the frustration that I have with some of the platforms and some of the other businesses that I deal with when it's a delay with them responding to me. So for that reason, I try to be as prompt as possible when I'm dealing with people. So I just don't want to be that person, and I want to make sure that I'm answering as soon as possible. So that's the email. And if you have a question or need to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us right there. Hold on one second. I got mine. So a couple of weeks ago, I said that I would make sure that I shared some sale information, and I just have a couple of sales that are going on in different areas. So the first one I have is in the Florida area. It would be more in the down south, like in the Publix. This is a Publix sale for Sara Lee bread. And again, you can find any of these things anywhere. It's just one that I happen to find and know that's going on. And Sara Lee's not paying me. Beanbo's not paying me. I'm just putting this up there just for anybody who might be watching or want to share this information with anybody that they know, that it is a buy one, get one free sale in the Coral Springs area. And that would probably be in the whole Fort Lauderdale area and those surrounding cities, because normally when the sales are going on like that regionally, they're in all the stores. And again, this is a Publix supermarket. And where we're at in the Northeast, there aren't any Publix supermarkets. But again, this is just for that area and those supermarkets, which is Publix. So the Sara Lee butter bread is on sale. And if the Sara Lee butter bread is on sale, I'm going to assume that the wheat bread is on sale, the honey wheat bread is on sale, and the whole grain white is on sale, because all of those price out the same. So if it's a buy one, get one free, they should all pretty much be on sale the same way. All right. And that's the Sara Lee bread. Okay. The 20-ounce loaf. So hopefully that helps for some people in that area. And that's what I have for that area. As far as just one of the things that's on sale. The other thing I had was, I think a couple weeks ago, I talked about the short loaves in one of my stores that were, when they did the reset, they moved the short loaves of breads out, and the Walmart put their own, like a plain bag, private label short loaf in. And what I found is that bread is moving at a rapid pace, even with the stores being slow for a couple of weeks due to not a lot of people having funds and SNAP benefits or whatever you may say to go shopping. They've still been moving at a rapid pace. And we talked before, and I always have this thing about introducing new products. And when they put them out, they have this push, they have a sale or a promotional push when they introduce the new products. And some do well, some don't do so well. And what I found is that there's always going to be a community of people looking for something. And in one of my major supermarkets, I'm not able to put the Sara Lee short loaves in. They're not in the planogram. The store doesn't accept them. And that supermarket is missing out because there's a smaller supermarket chain that does accept them, and they're a mile or two away from the bigger store, and they're selling out. So it's unfortunate that these suits and ties and the cubicle army, as I call them, in the bread business, they're not in touch. They're not in the battle. They're not boots on the ground, so they don't really know what's going on. It's true that you can use analytics and go by the numbers, but you have to go out and see. You have to understand where the product's being placed, how it's being moved. The demographics in the areas are not all the same. So what works in one area is not going to always effectively work in the other area the same way. And they have this blanket rollout that they do, and they push everything the same way everywhere. And that's not going to work. It just doesn't work. It's not ever going to be effective 100%. And I'm going to say even 60 to 70%, because just like when we talk about routes and buying a route, working a route, building a route up, you have to tailor the route to you and how you work. And you have to make it more profitable in your way. It's like when you buy a house and you make it your own. When you do anything that you have to customize and make it your own, that's the same way that working with the management and the team, as far as whatever company you're partner with and whatever business you're doing, everybody got to be on the same page. It can't just be like, this is what we're doing now, our way or the highway, take it or leave it. And I know there's round tables, there's those discussions that happen, and there's we have the back and forths, but it's not happening on a consistent high level enough to where the business is getting done effectively all the way around. And I know that there's this discussion of, well, we shouldn't have to hold your hand, and you guys should be able to figure it out. And most of the independent operators say it's my business and I'm going to do it my way. That's true to an extent, where we still need the balanced support of the management, and somewhere that gets lost. And if there's a disconnect amongst management, there's definitely not going to be a good connection amongst the vendors, you know what I mean, and the management on a smaller level. And I think that's what's happening. There's such a disconnect sometimes between upper management within themselves, that the trickle down is so minute that by the time it gets to the vendor level or independent operator level, it's it's with aggression or penalty, and they're trying to penalize people for certain things, and rightfully so for some people. You know, some people just aren't that good at it. That's just the truth of the matter. And there's nobody that's 100% great at delivering bread or running a bread business. But some of us are just consistently bad. You know what I mean? So, you know, you stumble and you know, miss some pieces all the time. It happens to everyone. But to miss a lot of pieces all the time is just not good. So I understand that part. But the thing I'm getting at is just the level of support on an all-around basis consistently to where everybody's winning. That's all. At the end of the day, everybody should win. The business operator, the store, and the company. All three levels should be getting a W. It shouldn't be lopsided who's winning. It shouldn't be lopsided who's benefiting from the trifecta partnership. It should not be lopsided who's gaining. Everyone on all levels should be able to leave the deal happy every week. And if not, that's where we need to find a way to make it that. That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not the best at it. I know I'm not the worst at it. But somewhere we all could do better. That's all I'm saying. Somewhere we all can do better. And I leave it up to everyone to figure out where and how they can do better within their own circle of business, right? So with that being said, that was my main thing I wanted to talk about right there. Just the connection or misconnection between store, operator, company. Store, operator, company. Company, operator, store. Operator, store, company. Any way you want to put it, they all go together. There's not one's on the bottom, one's on the top, one is first, one is last. They all go together. It's a triangle. There's 3 points on a triangle. And if it's done right, the triangle should be even. It should not be lopsided. And sometimes what I find is it's lopsided. It should be even on all sides. If it's not, figure it out. I know myself and my partner refuse to get the short end. And I don't need to get the long end of the deal all the time. But I refuse to be shorted, just as the company refuses to be shorted and the store refuses to be shorted. That's why PODs are requested. That's why audits happen. That's why you have to check your bread out. That's why you have to check your bread in. That's why you have to check your stale in. That's why they check the stale when you check it in. That's why you get it. Okay? So, like I said, all three sides should be even. So, I just want to make sure that that's clear. Not picking a side. I'm on the side of right. I say this all the time. I'm never going to sway from it. I'm never going to change. This will be the things I say until I'm not here anymore. It's either right or wrong, good or bad. If you got to take the time to explain everything in between to me, it's probably bad. If you got to take the time to explain everything in between to me, it's probably wrong. It's either right or wrong, good or bad. I'm gonna say it one more time. It's either right or wrong, good or bad. No matter what it is, you take that and do with it what you wish. But that's just my stance on everything. There's no gray area with right or wrong. There's no gray area with good or bad, whether it's good for you or bad for you. Whether it felt good or felt bad. Whether it looks good or looks bad. So think about that. Okay? And that's how we do it. That's how I approach business. That's how I approach life. That's how I'm just doing it, regardless of how you feel about it. That's what's going on for me. Okay? Don't mind me laughing. I just find it funny because I know someone will try to explain what I just said to me. And it doesn't matter because it proves my point. So I got another one for you. This one is a sale in the Northeast where I'm at in I want to say Big Y. See if I get that. Yeah. So this is going to be the Wonder Classic White Round Top. That would be a Flowers product. $2.99. And it looks like originally it is, what does that say? $3.49. So save a little something. And this is running all the way through the 19th. So this sale actually starts today, which is Thursday. And again, this is in Big Y stores. So if you're in Northeast, the Connecticut area, and you get the Big Y, the Wonder is on sale. And I just put the Wonder up because I thought it was cool because Wonder is old school bread. You know, most of us grew up on the Wonder bread. And so that's why I put it up. I got a great video coming out in a couple weeks. I think I'm going to move it up to tomorrow. Watch tomorrow's short about the Wonder bread. You're going to like it. It's if you watching this, I promise you, you're going to like tomorrow's short at 8:00 in the morning. It's going to be about Wonder bread. Nice little video. So that's the sale for the Wonder. Okay. I had one more. Let me see what was the other one. Hold on a second. I have one more. It is the where did it go? Okay, here it is. So this is the Arnold multigrain whole grain bread, $2.99, normally $5.29. And this sale runs from today all the way to the 19th. Again, this is in the Northeast as well. Now these whole grain breads, they're wide pan. Very, very, very soft bread. And actually, the wheat breads of the multi-grain whole grain breads in our area have just been approved for WIC. So if you have any stores that accept WIC subsidy program, they've been approved for the WIC, and they really fly off the shelf. So I just wanted to, again, share a couple of the sales in the area. This $2 difference, that's a big deal. So that's all I have for the sales today. Thank you for letting me share that with the people. I was gonna also talk about the season. You know, we're coming up on the holiday season as far as the Thanksgiving season and the stuffing season. We we should see the push in the next week or so. They normally, everyone always says that the stuffing doesn't really sell till the last 2 weeks of the month, and it's kind of true, depending on where you're located and what the stores are doing as far as advertising and promoting it. So the same way that we have the rolls and they do the roll push before all the holidays and they have them on sale and they put up displays, we have the same displays for the stuffing. I'm wondering why they don't start the sales a little earlier. Why wouldn't they try to push it a little earlier? Again, this is all with the boots on the ground and the companies and the stores. So they're going to tell you that historically, stuffing doesn't sell until whatever that time is. And I'm saying, why don't they change history? Historically, it did one thing, but you can make it different for now so that you could rewrite it. So just do something different. Give it a shot. That's all I'm saying. It's hard to get people to see new things because what's been working is working. So hold on a second. All right. So I think that's it. I wanted to get those couple sales up, talk a little bit about the unity between the three of us, meaning the stores or your businesses, your business, and the company that you partner with. And if you're not a partner in the store and you're a route jumper, um, you still, have a say in this. Because if you work for a company and you're not an independent operator and you deliver bread, I'm sure you go through some of the same things that all the independent operators and business owners do. Because on all levels, delivering bread, and whether it's your own business or you work for a company, we encounter the same things. Because I see it all the time because I'm out there in the stores with the people that work in all different capacities. So I have these conversations with them. I have these conversations in chats with them. I hear it and see it in the chats and in the different groups that I'm in, and just taking the notes and building the data and stacking it, as I say, and putting it together, and just building my file. Let me say it like that, just building my file. So with that being said, I appreciate you taking the time out of your night and joining us here on Real Bread Life with the Real Bread League using Real Bread Logistics. Again, you catch us on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. X is Real Bread Life as well. With that being said, that's all I got for now. Stay blessed and keep stacking.